I'm a bit surprised at that comment. I personally think that the banks have been quite aggressive in raising provisions, especially in the second quarter. You know, and they're also limited by the accounting standards to the level of provisions that they can actually raise. What we saw in the third quarter is actually provisions coming in a bit lower, but we haven't started to see any non-performing loan formation, which is only really then when we start seeing those NPLs coming through. Will we be able to tell whether the banks have been conservative enough?
Well, that's the tricky question here. Given the fiscal support we've seen, it's distorted the outlook, you could say, for NPLs and losses for the banking sector. When do you think we will see the full impact of the pandemic on the European banking sector?
Yes, I think, you know, so as the measures start to fall off and banks' own deferral schemes, repayment deferral schemes that they had in place start to fall off. So, you know, to pin it down, probably the second, third quarter next year, I would say, should start seeing some of it filter through into the results.
And in terms of profitability, this has long been an issue for the European banking sector with rates as low as they are. Today, the ECB warning again that banking profitability is expected to remain weak. How are you thinking about profitability in the coming quarters, given the interest rate outlook is certainly as low as it has been for quite some time? There's no real prospect for rate rises anytime soon.
Yes, you know, and I think what you can maybe also add to that, what is saved revenue for a lot of the European banks, as also global banks, has also been quite positive trading results. Benefiting from the volatility that we've seen, especially in the first half of the year, and that's not necessarily expected to repeat next year. So I would very much agree that the outlook for profitability is not great, and then obviously also you'll still see elevated credit losses putting further pressure on profitability. So, you know, there will be quite a big focus on costs, I believe, to try and boost profitability.